Although only 8 games into the regular season, it's not really going to plan. We have lost 3 of our 8 starting games, and one of them was against recently promoted and local rivals at bottom of the table, Zurich. That's not good. In between episodes, we have played just 3 further matches. Obviously, we beat Olympiacos in last episode. We've managed to beat Yereverden, might be their name, with a somewhat rotated side, 4-1 in this one. We beat Sion in the league 1-0, and then we lose against Zurich, which was not a particularly good performance. We score goals. We have literally not played a game where we haven't scored at least 1 goal, but we also concede goals, and that's the problem. But the regular league season isn't what we are going to focus on in today's episode. It is going to be Champions League time. We are up against Milan first at the San Siro. I assume they still play at the San Siro in this. We are playing a somewhat rotated side. You can see Joan Khan is starting today. We're playing rotated because we're quite heavily congested when it comes to fixtures. On paper, this is probably the toughest game. This is the toughest game of the group. Away from home at the San Siro against AC Milan. You have to expect we're going to be losing this one. If we can get a point, that's going to be a massive, massive point. Obviously, we are 20 seconds in, and we do have a highlight. Caicedo's ball forward can't get over the defence. Just realised I'm playing Philip Billing as the shadow striker, which might not be his best position. Aragoni controls it, Sturgeon with it forward to Jankovic. Now Caicedo. Billing doesn't quite get there. Poor pass from Caicedo. Obviously Caicedo as well can only play Champions League games. Not registered for the league, but is registered for the Champions League. It's 1-0 to AC Milan. It's barely a minute played. I had high hopes for that highlight. It went both directions a few times, and then obviously it falls for Guiri, who makes it 1-0. We are going to drop down to second place in the group. We have to kind of hope that Olympiacos and Ajax, they've already played and they've drawn 2-2. Okay, so we are going to stay second place in the group after 2 games. We're also going to play Ajax later on in this episode. If we can get something against Ajax, we will be in a very good position, I think, to try and get out of this group. Theo Hernandez throw finds Rooney Bagaji. Could be his name, not quite sure. Liao with the ball, edge of the penalty area, plays it back to Calabria. 25th minute. Not a lot of football really has been played, has it? Schmid intercepts it, and now Brenner, who is sat back. Why is Brenner all the way back there? He's our lone striker. Billing, down the line, finds Dominic Schmid. Big lump forward towards Brenner. He's not going to get there first. And I assume Demi Lovato is now playing for AC Milan. Ball off towards that right-hand side. Rooney forward, headed down by Guiri. Schmid intercepts again. Caicedo's poor at football. He is not doing what we want him to be doing. And Schmid, I think, might have given away a penalty. Good old VAR is checking, and it is going to be a penalty. So, big Gavin Bazunu, who is very annoyed because I haven't offered him a new contract, even though I definitely have. He's gone the right way, but it wasn't a very good penalty, and it's 2-0 to Milan. And 3 or so minutes later, another highlight, but the ball is with us. Deep in our half, but it is still with us. Aragoni, space to run into. He's got Pusic on the right-hand side, down the line, does try and find Pusic, but the penalty scorer, Theo Hernandez, can clear that upfield, and we need to nick this. I mean, looking at AC Milan's team, it's obviously good, isn't it? It's obviously a good team. Nunes, it's Mateus Nunes, isn't it? Guiri, off towards the right-hand side, Rooney's ball forward, Joan Khan can't get there, Guiri's gone for a dink, and Guiri makes it 3-0. We're not even half an hour played. Things keep going this way, this is going to be 9-0. And I don't want that to happen again. I was going to say we've weathered the storm. We've done nothing. That was awful. That was one of the worst performances I've seen from us. And, I mean, Billing's demotivated. I don't know why I'm playing him there. Brenner's on a 6-1. Sene's on a 6-2. 6-3 for Pusic. We're taking Caicedo off, even though he's technically playing better than Jankovic. We're taking Schmid off as well. Liam Scales is going to try his luck as a left-back. We've just not been very good at all, have we? And I think it's going to be 4-0 in the first highlight of the second half. They scored in the first half, and Bazunu with a save this time around. Liam Scales can clear the ball, but I imagine that was the whole highlight. Brenner's controlled it though. Off towards the left-hand side, Lovato with a good slide tackle. It's going to go out for a throw, and that is probably the highlight. Brenner is on a 6-1, now a 6-2, and he's looking motivated. I mean, do we want to try and shout at some people? Pusic, you're looking unmotivated. Demand more. Let's motivate you. There is a highlight going on, which I'm not paying any attention to, because I'm shouting at people. Billing to Brescianini. Brescianini there, can't get anywhere near the ball. Did I sign him from Milan? I think I might have done. The highlights carried on, and annoyingly, It has fallen for Milan once again. Liao's in on goal. Bazunu's not going to stop that one. Instead, Aragoni with a great slide tackle. Thomas the Mars corner comes in. It's cleared by Joan Khan. Admittedly, shouldn't be playing Joan Khan, should I? He's not the best. He's on a 6-4 though. Another corner. I'm about to do my final sub, which is probably going to be Jankovic. Guerrieri's effort is cleared off the line from Liam Scales. Jankovic is on a 6.0. You're coming off. Bastian Toma is going to be the man to come on. I don't think I've ever seen any team play this badly across the board. If you take out Brescianini, who's on a 6.9, and Bazunu, that average rating's maybe like a 6.3. Is it going to be 4-0? It's 4-0. It's 4-0. That was a good goal, to be fair. So I think we're at that awkward point in a Building a Nation save where we are good enough to win our own league. We're good enough to get into the Champions League. We're not good enough to do any damage in the Champions League. Bazunu with the ball to Khan. Sturgeon now. Forward to Toma. These three have just been passing it around for ages. Finally, we've managed to get it forward. Pusic's ball on the ground finds Aragoni. Brenner on the floor, into the penalty area, into the back of the net. It's 4-1. The comeback isn't on, but at least we've scored another goal. It's another game where we've scored, even though we've been poor at football. If we can defend, we will turn into a decent side. Aragoni with a free kick. Is it going to be 4-2? Brenner's collected it, goes out wide, crosses it in. Sané, yes, he is on the pitch. He's hit the underside of the bar. I don't know what's happened, but we've just suddenly come alive from about the 72nd minute. It's meant absolutely nothing, but we've come alive from the 72nd minute. Are we going to make it 4-2? We've got 1:30. Sané collects it. Billing off towards Scales on the left-hand side. The centre-back playing as a left-back runs into the space slowly across, finds Brenner, blasts it into the back of the net. It is 4-2. At least we're fixing the goal difference. It might be important. The final 30 minutes of that game, we were actually not too bad. We were actually not too bad at all. From here, we came alive, scored a couple of goals. Brenner finishes the match on a 7.8 somehow. Milan were just good, weren't they? Milan were just good at football, which is obviously you've got to expect it. But then we just played badly. Brenner was on a 6-1. Like half time, he was on a 6-1, scores twice in the second half, and all of a sudden he's the best footballer on the face of the earth. I don't get it. So it doesn't mean anything when it comes to coefficients. Doesn't really mean anything when it comes to the Champions League right now. We're now going to go forward a little bit further to the Ajax game at home. Just 2 league games as well. Young Boys, top of the table, Winterthur in 5th. The Swiss Super League is getting very tight, isn't it? Let's come back to the other side of the Winterthur game. I don't think we are going to be getting our little 3rd star on our badge this season. 2 more draws. 1-1 against Young Boys. 2-2 against Winterthur. An 88th minute penalty equaliser. We are 5th in the table. We need to hope that we get into Europe. That's now our challenge. We are, 6 points behind Basel. Obviously, it's still early days. We're only 10 games in. There is, 35, 36 games, something along those lines to play in the season. So we need to kind of either close the gap, catch up, or just keep plugging away and don't drop any lower than where we are. Right, back to Champions League then, and we are trying something different. And by something different, we are starting Farid Kaba as our lead striker. Brenner has played every single game for us. He has started every single game. Obviously, apart from any, injuries and stuff, we've not really rotated too much. Farid Kaba has been playing ridiculous for our under 23s, 21, something along those lines, scoring goals for fun like he was playing in Belgium. I'm hoping he can do it in the Champions League. We have dropped him in at the deep end. 21 minutes on the clock. Ajax are deciding to wear a blue kit where we wear a blue kit as well. Not ideal. Kaba with the ball finds Aragoni on the right-hand side. 4 in the box, maybe a 5th joining. Sene's at the back post, and Sene really should have made that 1-0. Elsewhere, judging by the fact that Milan now have 9 points, I assume they are beating Olympiacos. They are. Theo Hernandez with a goal from the penalty spot again. We, however, aren't doing much at all in this match. Neither are Ajax. We've had 7 shots. They've had 5. If we can get a goal, not a good team talk. Right, you weren't bad. Let's just do that one. Let's see if that fires people up. It didn't. It fired up Schmid. First highlight of the second half, and it's cleared. That's good. Scales finds Sene towards that left-hand side. Stops, holds up the ball, gets tackled by Klassen, but keeps hold of it. That's good. Back to Liam Scales. Now Kapsevich. Little flick. Hamza Rafia doesn't quite get there. Alvarez is the man to slide in and clear the ball. Gets it back. Now Ryan Gravenberch. all the way back to the keeper. We're putting on some pressure at the moment. Tagliafico down the line. Find Darami. I don't know if that is his name, Darami. Klassen with loads of space as well. And big Gavin Bazunu with his new contract and his understanding of the Italian and German languages, because he's just finished a language course, saves that one, conceding a corner. Steven Berghuis with the corner towards the back. Big head clear from the Liverpool loanee Sergiu. Still not clear enough though, it should be now. Hamza Rafia is having an absolute shocker, so is Pusic. What is going on? Our consistency and performance is just so bad at the moment. So we're going to do hand coming on for Rafia. I think that's all we'll do for the moment. Looking at other players, Pusic has been poor lately. Scales is not doing very well either. Sene not doing well on the left-hand side. We've got a corner. It is Petar Pusic to take it towards the back post. Farad Kaba heads just over the bar. He's not doing anything wrong. He's not necessarily doing anything right either, but he's not doing anything wrong. Petar Pusic is done for the day, I think. They are recommending me bring on Mamana as a right winger. No. I'm looking at Brenner. He's right-footed, so we can do Brenner onto the left. We can put Sene on the right-hand side, who's still not doing very well either. I think that's all we'll go for the moment. If this ends 0-0, is that a bad result? Probably. We've been the better side. Final 10 minutes, and it looks like actually Bazunu and Aragoni are keeping us in this game. There is a corner for Ajax. Just noticed, Ajax have got 5 players potentially, just wearing black now. They've changed at half-time. A headed effort from Mazraoui, could be his name, goes wide and or over. I mean, they should have won this now. They have come into it in the second half. Brennan with a corner. 4 minutes of injury time. It is Jankovic can't quite get there. Sturgeon collects. Back towards Brenner on the right. Crosses it in. It's Farad Kaba. Oh, he's offside. He's offside. He's not celebrating. It's not going to count. And the free kick's actually a highlight as well. We didn't see any VAR or any lines or anything like that. Schmid's got the ball. We've got players wearing black. They've got players wearing black. What's going on? This is just confusing. Caba's going to get in there first. He's not going to get there first. Sandro Martinez all the way back to the keeper. It's very difficult to commentate on this now because I don't know who's our player and who's theirs. Aragoni, that's one of theirs apparently. Gortler can clear it. Or not Gortler, sorry. Gorter can clear it. Schmid's ours. He's lumped it forward. Finds Brenner. Chests it down. And oh my word, Brenner may well have just won this. We've got one more sub to do, which I think we're going to wait for kickoff. And we are going to be that guy. Like, if this was FIFA, people would hate us, but we've paused it straight after kickoff. Sene's coming off. We're going to do Caicedo on the right wing and do Jankovic. Sure, why not? We'll do that. We've got seconds left to play, and we are hopefully going to pick up 3 further points. We do. That's a big win. That is a very big win. Another poor performance as well. A poor performance if you ask me, but we have come away with the points, come away with the coefficients. Second place in our Champions League group at the halfway point. We might be dropping into the Europa League, but at least we are staying in Europe. Fully aware that we might also go through to the first knockout round of the Champions League, but I've not got my hopes up. So, we have picked up 3 points. We've lost against Milan. We've beaten Ajax. That's the state of the league table. Not looking the best, is it? There's 2 teams that were awful, and we've lost against one of them. I feel like... Okay, the league's not good, is it? The league, we need to sort something out. As for coefficient points, we have almost broken even already. We've still got 3 games to play. Basel, I believe, still have 3 games to play. Lugano and St. Gallen, I think, have all got games to play as well, or maybe Young Boys. Teams have got games to play, and we are staying where we are, but we are clearing a gap. That's what we need to happen. We need to clear a gap between us and Greece, Denmark, and the teams below, so we don't drop any lower. And then the team that wins the league every season goes straight into the Champions League. That's what we need, because that means money guaranteed every season. That's going to do it for this episode. Next episode, we are going to have Milan and Olympiacos. We're going to skip over the Ajax game, because I don't know why. I feel like we might win that one, but we're going to go for Milan and we're going to finish off with the Olympiacos game, and we'll see how the group stage will finish for us in 2025-2026 season. Thank you very much for watching this episode. If you did enjoy, do please remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and we'll be back with more Football Manager.